What's up, YouTube? My name is Batman, and this is some Battlefield 3. As you can see, it is from the new map pack Aftermath. It is Asazi Palace, somewhere in the Middle East, and it's the new Scavenger game mode, where you have to pick up, you start out with a pistol, and you have to pick up weapons off the ground to use them, and it's the same sort of, party game. Wager matches is the first place that we saw it in Black Ops 1. These sort of, I don't even know what you would describe it, fun game modes, sort of hectic, non-traditional game modes. And I'm not, people talk about how Battlefield stole this from Call of Duty. I don't think Battlefield stole this from Call of Duty. These kind of games aren't a brand new concept. Just like wave defense wasn't a brand new concept, and people accused Call of Duty, Halo, everyone of stealing wave defense from Gears of War. And, wave defense, party games, whatever, these aren't new concepts, but it does sort of illustrate how Battlefield really wants to compete with Call of Duty, and I don't think I don't think the Battlefield makers really want to do that. I don't think this is DICE's doing, but DICE has to answer to EA, right? Just like Call of Duty makers have to answer to Activision, and so they have to compete. And so we're going to keep seeing this sort of what we've seen over time, where Battlefield has incorporated game modes very similar to Domination, much smaller maps, and now, we have these new game types that aren't traditional Battlefield. Traditionally Battlefield was about the realism. It was about being as realistic as possible and providing you that really in-depth, sort of, almost traumatizing experience, showing you what real war is like. And obviously that's not what this is like. They've obviously strayed away from that. This is, you don't pick up guns off the ground that are just lying everywhere and fight with them in a real battle. So, I know some people like this, some people are upset about this. My 2 cents on it, there's some things I don't like, there's some things I do like. My 2 cents on it is that we should just get used to it, because it's not going to stop. They have to keep competing. Battlefield is going to have to keep competing with Call of Duty, and so we're going to keep seeing things like this sort of develop. Now, the game mode itself is pretty fun, but again, the main reason I personally play Battlefield is for its realism, is because it's realistic. And this isn't that for me. If I want this sort of hectic nonsense where we're picking things up off the ground, I'll play Halo and Call of Duty. And I'm not trying to bash anyone or say one's better than the other. People who know me know I'm an equal opportunity gamer. But I have reasons that I play certain games, and I play Battlefield for its realism, and this isn't that. But it is pretty fun, and just because I'm anal, you shouldn't be. You might really enjoy it. You should give it a shot. It is pretty fun. What I recommend is they let you choose the pistol you want to start out with, right? Go with high damage pistols, because in the beginning, the fights you're going to get into with that pistol are going to be where, you and somebody from the other team are both running for the same gun on the ground, right? And then you run into each other, and you're going to be like very, very, within a close proximity, where you're going to want a high damage pistol as opposed to something with a little more accuracy. And obviously it is an open map, and there are going to be, long gunfights, but in the beginning you want to spawn with a high damage pistol, because 9 times out of 10, I would say your first gunfight is going to be up close. Now, another sort of important concept to remember is if you get a gun off the ground that you really like, whether it's an assault rifle, whatever. Usually it's going to be an assault rifle, especially on a map like this. As you can see, this is a pretty wide open map. Obviously, in the building, shotguns might come in handy, but assault rifles are the way to go. Maybe an SMG, but let's just say assault rifles are the way to go. Now, you get your assault rifle, it runs out of ammo. On every map, there's an ammo box, and on this map, it's directly between A and B, and it's on the ground floor. It's not on the second story, it's on base ground floor. There's an ammo box, and if you get a gun you really like, whatever type of gun it is, maybe you don't agree with me on what gun you want to use on this particular map, I highly recommend you, or I don't highly recommend, you should go to that ammo box. And another strategy you can use is, because it's the only ammo box, you can camp it, right? So say you get a gun you like, go defend the ammo box, and you'll see other, teammates from the enemy team who want to replenish the ammo for the gun they like. coming to the box, you kill them. Suddenly, you know, not only do they not get their ammo, they lose the gun they like too. And, you know, you will do better if you're using a gun you like, obviously. If you feel more comfortable with it, or if you just know, you know, based on pragmatism, that it's the best gun for the situation, stick with that gun. You know, don't pick up another gun when it runs out of ammo. That would be, what do you call it? Fruitless? I don't know. Counterproductive. So, remember where the ammo box is. I can't remember where it is on the other maps, but on this one it's directly in between A and B, and if you do get into Scavenger mode, you should make sure that you know where the ammo box is for every map, because that's gonna, you know, that's gonna be like the PowerPoint of the game, right? Everyone's gonna want dibs on that ammo box. Whoever controls the ammo box will win the game. I'm gonna say that right now. And so yeah, those are some things to keep in mind while you're playing Scavenger. The Aftermath map pack is well worth the money. It's sort of a refreshing, what do you call it? Like a refreshing taste, a refreshing drink of water after Armored Kill, because in Armored Kill, you know, it revolved around vehicles so exclusively that if you weren't in a jet or a tank, you weren't really able to get in the fight, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that, but what it basically meant was that it was just all vehicle fighting, which is fine because that's what it was meant to be, you know, that's how it was advertised. But this is kind of nice and refreshing because it gets back to the basics of Battlefield. You know, you have some infantry play, along with a little vehicle play, etc., etc. And I do like the maps. I think the maps are balanced in the sense that they provide plenty of opportunity to fight with, you know, long-range weapons, short-range weapons like shotguns, like this map you see here. You know, you got a big whiteout open space, and then you got a nice condensed building. So, you know, balanced maps, and I'm happy about that because Battlefield doesn't always get that right. DICE doesn't always get that right. Sometimes I feel like maps are, you know, so obviously designed for only one type of weapon. So yeah, I like the map pack. You know, if you have the money and you're a Battlefield fan, you should get it for the PC. Again, I'm not a big fan of Battlefield on the console. And, you know, stay tuned. Gonna have a lot more Aftermath gameplay coming up. Tips, tricks. Be sure to thumbs up the video. I love you all. This is Batman signing out.